The narcissist gaslighting. Gaslighting is one of the more common forms of a narcissist manipulation, as they are gaslighting us in almost, if not everything they do. Gaslighting is used to change one's reality so they lose their sanity. The term gaslighting comes from the 1944 film Gaslight. It is psychological manipulation to distort someone's reality, to make another doubt themselves and their sanity, to question their own judgment so much they feel like they are going crazy, often by the very person who's sending them that way, with the narcissist saying things like, "You're crazy, you've got mental problems, I think you need help," so that we doubt ourselves and doubt reality all the more, often unwittingly turning for support to the very person who's gaslighting us. It's not a case if they walk into our lives and start obviously lying to us. They walk into our lives and covertly lie to us. They hide the truth of who they are from us. They exaggerate achievements. They claim to be loyal, loving and kind. They play the victim from the past, so it pulls on our empathy and compels us into helping them. Some things that happened could actually be true, making it all the more believable and all the more upsetting. They mirror us, they sweep us off our feet, they idolise us, get to know everything about us so they can slowly turn us against ourselves, so they can further their dominance and control over us, so they can get their needs met. They do this by showing us the person that we'd like them to be, by having good times with us, by treating us well. When it's our parents, we just didn't know any different. With a partner, they have to get us believing that they love us. And that love in the idealisation stage is intense. They can use sleep deprivation as a tactic, either asking us to stay up and watch that movie with them, guilt-tripping us if we say no. If you loved me, you would. Asking us to nip out with them somewhere late at night, waking us in the night, waking us in the morning. And it can become so extreme as the relationship progresses that they'll tell you when to go to bed, where to sleep. And it's done slowly over time. They can simply keep us that busy during the day, fawning to their demands for fear of reactions. If we don't do as they say, that we just become so exhausted. Sleep deprivation causes us to feel irritable, making it more likely for us to react when they provoke us. We can start to find it difficult to concentrate on the simplest of tasks. We can end up getting into minor car accidents, making mistakes at work. It can lead us to making poor life choices as it distorts our judgment. It can affect our memory. So when they're gaslighting us more, we can't fully remember things because we are deprived of our sleep. We can withdraw from friends and family, from social events, because we are so confused and drained. And that's without the added triangulation, projection, blame shifting and silent treatments from the narcissist. Not only are we more susceptible to their gaslighting words, we are also more willing to believe them, as what they say can match how being around one and their other manipulative tactics makes us feel. Then we have reactive abuse. A narcissist in the idealization stage has learned all about us. They will use our biggest insecurities to invalidate us. They'll use our weaknesses to place fear into us. They'll use our strengths to pick them apart and place self-doubt into us. They'll use the things we care for the most, as these are the things that we will most passionately defend. A narcissist will provoke you to get a reaction out of you, to blame it all on you. And it's human nature to want to defend ourselves. They build future fake, and that hope from the idealization stage, when they can treat us so well, the hope of getting those moments back, because now and again they will intermittently offer those moments. So those moments we once shared with the very person who we don't see is manipulating us into believing we're crazy, we are left thinking that we're the ones at fault and doing our best, walking on eggshells around them to try and get that nice person back that can treat us right, not realising that them treating us so wrong is what's making us feel how we do. They bait us. This is used to make us feel scared, guilty, jealous, responsible, anxious, even hopeful, which makes it easier for the narcissist to manipulate us further. Once they've provoked us enough into defending our thoughts, feelings or intentions, and we react by screaming, throwing insults, throwing items, shouting and lashing out, that's all the narcissist needs to confuse us even more. They will then stand back looking all calm, asking, "What's wrong with you?" just to push your buttons some more, or saying, "You've got anger issues, you need help." When we then look at our own behaviour, we then feel guilt and remorse. We question if we are the abuser. We can question if we are the narcissist, if we are the ones that need help, often turning to the very person who's sinking us for support without realising they indeed are the root cause to our mental, physical, emotional, financial problems. And we do need help. We need help to get out of the situation that we don't realise that we're in. They will also use triangulation to gaslight us. Even they think you're crazy. Everyone thinks you're unstable. Everyone thinks you're unreasonable. What would they think if I told them what you did? When they are treating this way, lying, provoking, blame shifting, it makes it all the more easier for our minds to become susceptible to their gaslighting. Gaslighting takes away our confidence in our voice. With gaslighting, we begin to doubt ourselves and doubt events and reality all the more. So we become too afraid to speak up for ourselves in case we're wrong. Fear of judgment, continually questioning ourselves, overthinking everything and anything. Signs that you are being gaslighted: becoming more anxious and less confident in your own abilities, thoughts and feelings. Wondering if you are being too sensitive, insecure or emotional. Feeling like you cannot do right for doing wrong, overthinking what you do as you feel like nothing you do for them is right. Thinking that everything that goes wrong in the narcissist's life or your life is your fault and everything that goes right is down to them. Apologising to others, often not only the narcissist, saying sorry to a lot of people even if you've not done anything wrong. No longer feeling like the person you used to be. Making excuses for other people's behaviour or not thinking someone's behaviour or treatment of you is as bad as it actually is. Finding it increasingly difficult to make your own life choices, running everything past the gaslighter, or not doing things you enjoy for fear of being in the wrong. Feeling isolated or have become isolated from friends, family and support. Feeling lost, drained, hopeless and in despair. Feeling confused about past and present events, unsure of your future. Tactics they use in gaslighting us. They use the idealization stage. I love you. I've never met anyone like you before. We are made for each other. They use it in future faking. Let's get married. Let's have a child. We shall be together forever. Mirroring. I love you. That too. That's exactly what I want to do with my life. Our hobbies are exactly the same. Devaluation. Are you going to wear that? You cannot do that. I wouldn't do that if I was you. I was only joking. Discard. You're bitter, you're jealous, you're insecure, you're crazy. Hoover. I miss you. If you hadn't, I wouldn't, but I need you. It wasn't my fault. I'll go to counselling. Let's start that family. Let's go on that holiday. Invalidation. You're too sensitive. You're not capable. That didn't happen. Not my problem. Intimidation. I wouldn't if I was you. Are you really going to do that? If you do that, Again, I was only joking. And that stare that they will add in there. The silent treatments. They might not be gaslighting us with their words, but they're gaslighting us into finding fault within ourselves and to chase them, to apologise to them, to make it up to them. Triangulation. they don't like you. They interfere too much. They said this about you. My ex would do that. Your siblings can. Why can't you be more like your sister? Why can't you be more like your brother? The smear campaign. They're crazy. They abused me. They took all my money. They stole from me. Projection. If only you. Why do you have to ruin everything? I'm not looking for an argument. False apology. I'm sorry. You. I'm sorry. But. Baiting. You're imagining things. You're overreacting. Provoking. Using our weaknesses against us or falling silent on us. Guilt tripping us. Using emotional abuse. And they can cross these phrases over in the different manipulation tactics. They use the various forms of manipulation as they feel entitled to exploit others and get their needs met with a lack of empathy to care for the feelings of those they hurt. They will criticise you. They will use your insecurities against you. They will invalidate you, saying something happened when it didn't, or something did when it did not, or saying something didn't when it did. They will deny facts. They will blame you. They will shame you. They will guilt trip you. They will put fear into you. Anything they can to sink you further under their spell, they will do. They are like a virus that affects everything about who you once were and who you are. They don't have to change who you become now. They will throw things like word salad our way, which is when we don't see what's happening, and their word salad makes it even more confusing, especially if we just ask them a simple question, like when they walk through the door and you ask them if they've had a nice day, as we'll often get things like, I don't want to argue, I never said that, you're so dramatic, why do you have to ruin everything? If you hadn't, I was only joking, not everything is about you, which is one of the most ironic phrases from a narcissist. I wouldn't recommend questioning one. The disorder is on a spectrum and some can be extremely dangerous, so no contact is always the best way to go. I do believe some know exactly what they are doing. Others, it's just an automatic pattern of behaviour. Either way, they've been that way a long time. They have a disorder. It is who they are. If you cannot go no contact due to shared child custody or cutting off good family members, then most narcissists will still try to control and gaslight you. So the next best approach is grey rock. And to know their manipulative games so well, to know your own mind, so they can no longer impact your emotions. You have to detach those feelings so that the narcissist can no longer reach them to get those reactions from you, to provoke you, so they can no longer make you feel anything, so that you are now in control of your feelings. You have to become emotionally unpredictable to them. Narcissists have to remain above all others and in control, even if you know exactly what happened. If it criticised them, if it goes against them, or if they feel like losing control, they will deny some more. They will switch the blame onto you to escape accountability, which then ends up leaving us with more self-doubt and more unanswered questions, which is why we have to learn their games and learn about ourselves. We have to know our own reality. No one throws a bigger tantrum than a narcissist losing control of someone else's mind. How to handle? With a lot of what the narcissist says, it often comes down to your word against their word. So if you're at the beginning, if you can keep communication with a third party present or via email or messages so that you have evidence, and always watch what you say in your responses. If not, especially if you're at the start of learning about their manipulative games, or you might need proof, keep a written diary. So when they are making you doubt something they did or did not say, or something you did or did not say, you can check this, especially when it comes to making childcare arrangements. And even if they've said something and then they're saying they haven't, leave them to their reality. Do not argue with them about it. Just know your truth. Your mindset is critical. They are not in charge of you. They are not in charge of how you feel. Your mind controls your emotions. You control your mind. Take back control of your mind each step of every day until you are you. your life for who you want to be. So if they're trying to confuse you, you know exactly what happened. Look inward to yourself and give yourself the answers. Do not respond or react to them. They will not suddenly say, oh yeah, sorry, you're right. The best you'll get is more gaslighting of, I'm sorry but, and when they get what they want, they'll no longer be interested in you. You have to learn to look to yourself and leave them be in their own false reality. You do not have to defend yourself or rationalise to the narcissist. This is only giving them more attention, more reactions, and more ammunition to use against you, keeping their control over you, your life, and your mind. Just know what you know and leave them be. The only person you need to answer to is yourself. When they try to trigger you, retreat, rethink, and only respond if you need to do so. When you do have to communicate with them, do your best to stay relaxed. Don't show them emotions. Just look over their right ear. If they are reasonable, be reasonable back. If they're being harmful or hurtful, do not engage. Just like two wrongs don't make a right, two people locked in negativity don't bring either happiness. You can scream and cry and let those emotions out once they have left. This is why it's best to stick to limited contact or using messages and emails, especially at the start. Some are dangerous, so it does need to be no contact. Always put your safety first. George Bernard Shaw said it best in one of his quotes, never wrestle with pigs. You both get dirty and the pigs like it. If you say it was like this and they say you're wrong, if you have to respond using things like, that's okay, I know you and I think differently, my opinion is for me and yours is for you, and leave it at that. Or, it's okay, we remember things differently. Or, it's okay, we have a different opinion to each other. When they're having a dig at you, trying to put you down, things like, that's your opinion of me, however, it's not mine. When they are twisting things around about your feelings, I'm sorry you feel that way. Yes, narcissists do use this one, which pushes a lot of people off using it. And I'm all for treating people how you want to be treated. However, with a narcissist, sometimes you just have to manipulate how they manipulate. You're not doing it to manipulate them. You're doing it for your own boundaries, for your own sanity, and to leave them to live their life while you live yours. But if you're in the mindset that it's manipulating them, they don't understand our communication. So we can learn to understand theirs and communicate to them through their words. Always remain calm and forever remain firm with your own beliefs and your own boundaries. No response is always the best, yet sometimes it is not that simple. You need firm boundaries of what you will and will not accept from other people. Your no needs to mean no. You have to relearn your own values and your beliefs, build up your self-esteem, and no longer let the narcissist beliefs affect you. To become free, we have to understand the narcissist just wants our attention, our emotional reactions. They want to keep control over our lives and keep our mind all over. And when they are gaslighting us, it makes it all the more easier for them to manipulate us in other areas, in all areas of our lives. You do not and you cannot control what others think or what others do. You cannot change them into a happier, better person. You cannot love them better. They have a disorder. It's who they are. You can, however, learn to leave them be. Let them do what they do. And you can learn to ignore them, create a much happier life for you. You can learn not to react. Our job is not to change them. Our job is not to change ourselves to suit them. Our job is to recognise the situation we are in, and if it's harming us, get out of there as safely as we can. The less reaction they get from you, the more likely they are to leave you alone. Some are extreme, some will try to up their games, as long as you continue not to play, they should eventually leave you alone. Instead of reacting to them, put that time and effort into yourself, into making your life happy, into things that you would like to do, into discovering about yourself, creating new dreams. With narcissistic work colleagues or family, try to avoid them as much as possible. Don't feed their ego. Respect their manipulation. It's who they are, and leave them to it. When they use children, the more they don't get a reaction from you, and I know this is incredibly difficult, but the less they get a reaction from you, the faster they will stop those games. If they know things like cutting the kid's hair hurts you, and you go reacting to them, they will do it time and time again. You have to change how you think about it. The hair, I know it upsets some, I know it upsets some, but you have to start thinking along the lines of the hair will grow back. They are the other parent. If they want to cut the hair, they'll cut the hair. I'll just not bother taking photos for a couple of weeks. Things like that, because that is not going to last forever. But as soon as you react to them, they're going to keep doing that, whatever it is that they're doing. Let your children know that they have a right to their own reality and their own opinions. The game of what's your reality? You say things like, I think the sky might be red. Unless it's red sky at night, and then it could be red. So say things like, I think the sky is green, and they'll say it's blue, and yes, it is blue. What's green? And they say the grass is green. Let them know that they are right. Age depending, this game, obviously a 14, 15-year-old is not going to be that impressed. Do not try to fight fire with fire by telling the children your version of events against the narcissist version of events. Excuse me. The children just end up caught in the middle with no one to turn to. If the children know they can come to you to discuss things without the fear of judgment, they will grow a lot stronger and a lot wiser for it. Parenting is not easy at the best of times. We can all make mistakes parenting. I make plenty. It can be even more draining when the other parent is simply counter-parenting. So get rest, look after yourself, get a support system in place for you so that you're in a better place to handle these situations, because some are incredibly draining. And when you've got sleep deprivation, when you've drained, you can become irritable around your own children, and the narcissist will use that against you. So if you do get irritable around your children, just apologise to them, just explain to them, just let them learn that people have feelings, that it's not their fault. It happens to the best of us. So when it comes to narcissistic people, the best thing you can do is retreat, rethink, respond if you need to do so. No contact, grey rock. I shall add in the description where you can find me on social media. I am full for one-to-one coaching at the moment, so I'll add the link to BetterHelp. I'll add the links to the online courses, and I'll also add the videos to explain more about why it's best not to argue with a narcissist, and the video on their word salad, and also no contact. I hope you all have a lovely day. Thank you for listening. Bye.